replied that I would really rather not. She insisted and we go back and forth. But they were all of them deceived. I'm quite reserved, so no one at work really knows me. I never wear anything sleeveless because I have tattoos all over my shoulder and halfway down my upper arm. I always look normal and professional wearing tailored jackets, cardigans, or 3/4 sleeves. Cue malicious compliance. You want me to take my jacket off? I insist. No exception? None. I remove my jacket and toss it out of the frame in one of the coolest gestures I have ever been able to perform. I turn forward with my left shoulder facing the camera and reveal a Grim Reaper with a sweeping scythe and blue wings that actually matched the ghastly shirt quite well, now that I think about it. There is a noticeable intake of breaths and the whole group falls silent, waiting in anticipation to see who would triumph. It was like a shootout in a western. I look at her blankly, internally screaming, "The F you gonna do now, B?" And I'm pretty sure she heard me. Boss Lady realizes she can't go back on what she said without looking like even more of a butt than she already does, and turns to face the camera. Y'all, that was one of my favorite pictures of all time. Pissed off Boss Lady in front with a smile that just doesn't reach her eyes. Tatted up admin immediately to her left with the biggest grin in the whole picture. Everyone else's faces were a mixture of amusement and confusion. Queen Bee slightly frowning as she was still trying to figure out what the F just happened. Marketing showed it to me before deleting it and we had a few laughs. Needless to say, that photo did not make it into the newsletter as was originally intended. On to part 2 of this story posted by the same OP one day ago. This one's titled, "You Want Me to Wear This Shirt? Again? You got it, boss." Let's jump right in. So this post follows on a previous post from a year back, regarding a hideous shirt we had to wear to work. I think it's pretty cool, and if I have to recap, this post will be too long. Socially and politically, our work environment is a mean girls club. I work at a secondary education institution on the support team. For stupid reasons, a hideous shirt that one of the support staff was wearing one day became our mandatory Monday shirt. Cue this week, it's photo week. We are taking group photos of all the staff, learners, and various teams and committees. These are all going in the annual magazine, which is quite a big deal. All staff were informed that they could wear whatever they wished, as long as it lined up with the color palette of the magazine. This was shared with everyone. They actually chose really pretty shades of pink, peach, mauve, and sky blue. The support team was really happy we could skip the ghastly shirt, until we couldn't. Last week, Thursday, it was communicated to us that we would wear the monstrosity. Of the whole institution, our group would be the only one that looked like crap. The next day, Friday, I was at the hairdresser and inspiration struck. I already have a short pixie cut that I color ultraviolet, basically very dark brown with a purple sheen. I revealed my plans to my stylist and she loved it. After my haircut, I went shopping. Now, one of the things touted as an advantage of the ugly shirt was the array of colors it contained and how versatile it is, as you can wear it with so many colors. I just don't think you were meant to wear all the colors together at once. Now, in my previous post, I ruined the photo when the sleeveless shirt unexpectedly revealed the tattoos on my left arm and shoulder. So I knew this year they would strategically place me with my right side facing forward. I know how they compose and space these photos by now. I've been here too long. So imagine their surprise when I pitch up with an asymmetrical pixie cut. Long bangs, sweeping to the left, regular sideburns to the left, and the right side shaved in a buzz cut. All colored bright purple. Seriously, when I'm facing that way, I look different. So they try to subtly hide me in the middle at the back, slightly behind the person to the left, to hide those pesky tattoos. Because if I'm facing forward, I look sufficiently professional. But I'm wearing killer platform heels, something I haven't done in 10 years, which makes me almost a hand taller than everyone else. I politely decline their request to take my shoes off, so I have to sit in the front. Now, you can clearly see my formal dress pants in bottle green, as well as my undershirt in vibrant teal, my killer heels in pale sparkly gold, and my wide salmon pink belt. Now, I didn't waste any money on these items. Wearing any of them alone or in different combinations looks fine, so I will be using them all. No matter what they tried, they could not find a way to make the group look coherently polished and professional. Because one way they had a tatted up admin, if they photoshopped those out, I would complain politely but firmly. The other way they had an angry emo boy. One way the height was off, and the other way they had someone in an ensemble so garish it offended the senses. This afternoon, a while after work, we were informed that the group photo would be redone for the support team. We were kindly requested to wear the colors as indicated in the color palette tomorrow. In the group WhatsApp, I commented, "Duly noted," and received a ton of PMs joking about it. On the brighter side, I have received a ton of compliments on the hairstyle. Something so daring, in a sane environment, I never would have tried it. I've colored it back to dark ultraviolet, box color yo takes 20 minutes, which complements my light pink dress nicely, and the wide salmon pink belt rounds it off well. In the comment section for this one, there's one that really stood out to me. It's from a user called McFlame13. It says, "We need to abolish making people look professional, as it would actually show that the company has no creativity. If everyone wore what they want, as long as it wasn't offensive or promoted anything illegal, it would show that the company is a good company and would rather have people that are good at their jobs than people that look good." While I can agree with what the commenter is saying, I honestly feel really good when I dress to impress. And I feel when I am dressed to impress, I have a lot more productivity. There's gotta be something to that. A lot of places these days don't really require professional dress anyway. They rely on business casual, which is comfy clothes that still looks pretty good. Well, OP, I have to say, after getting an update a year later, I hope that next year around this time, you have another epic story of how you messed up their perfect photo. Our next story today comes to us from K Saves. You want your magazine? Fine, I'll deliver it right to your hand. Let's jump right in. Recently, I, 15 female, started getting complaints on the paper round I work. I work a paper round for extra income since I'm not 16 yet, and legally in the UK cannot get a proper job. I've had it for 2 years. Lately though, about 2 months or so, I got a new house on the round, and they've been nothing but a pain. Not only is it out of the way of my round, so pretty much a hassle to get to, they have to be very rude too. Lately, my boss has been forgetting to put magazines into the papers, and they've constantly been complaining, resulting in me getting reprimanded. That in itself isn't very bad, but they've yelled at me for not closing their gate properly, getting too close to their Ring doorbell, and waving at their child from the window in the morning. All small things that led to this malicious compliance. 5 weeks ago, however, they were still complaining about getting no magazine, despite me making sure before I delivered that it went through and I was getting tired. The next time I delivered their papers, I knocked. Bear in mind, I have to get these papers delivered quickly, so it was 6 a.m. at this point. However, I knocked and knocked until the wife of the grumpy guy opened the door, half asleep and looking agitated. She coughs slightly, and in a typical Karen voice she goes, "What the hell do you want?" I look at her with fake stun, as if I don't know what I'm doing, and tell her, "I'm just delivering the magazine like you asked." At this moment, she knew she couldn't complain, because 1, her Ring doorbell caught it all, and 2, I had physically handed it to her this time. Undeniable proof. For the next upcoming weeks, I knocked until they answered the door, making sure to knock extra loud. This morning, however, the husband answered the door and he looked defeated. He flat out looked at me and apologized. In his words at least, "We get it, we're sorry about the complaints, please stop knocking so early and just get the paper through the door." After that long round, nothing felt more satisfactory than the sweet taste of malicious compliance. I may be underpaid, but it was all worth it to see that face. Jumping down to the comment section in this one, we have one from a user called 87 Lonely Girl. You learned a valuable lesson that some adults never do. Manners cost nothing, and the poetic justice of giving someone exactly what they want can be so much better than getting yourself worked up. This will be a story you tell for decades to come. OP replied to this comment